Chapter 19. Eva Skinner, California, United States of America, January 10th. The first flight to France was due to take off at 6 in the morning, and the loudspeakers were instructing its passengers to head towards the boarding gate. Eva Skinner started off through the long corridors, dragging behind her a rigid trolley that she was using to carry her hand luggage. She had changed her clothes, and now was wearing a pair of smart jeans and a color-stained t-shirt. She was smiling. To her mind, humans were very complicated creatures. To travel from America to France required her to purchase a ticket, and they needed visas and special permits because she was a minor and unaccompanied. There was the necessity of luggage and clothing, and once she arrived in France, she would still have to travel to the city where the school was located. But things were not too bad. She had taken advantage of the free time in the airport to connect to the internet and make the necessary preparations for her arrival. The headmaster would be ready to receive her tomorrow with open arms. A foreign exchange student, a girl from the United States. Eva passed the retail outlets and the duty-free stores that were one by one opening for business in the huge terminal building. She studied the monitors in search of her gate. Number 27. She had to follow the signs and get a move on. The flight was already boarding. The hostess smiled. She was a nice girl wearing a comical little hat that was matched with a chaste tailored uniform bearing the name of the airline. "Your name, miss?" "Eva Skinner." "One moment, please." She keyed something into her computer and then smiled again. "One seat booked in first class, traveling unaccompanied. Fine. Young lady, could you please show me your boarding pass and the authorization of your parents?" "Of course." Eva handed the woman a brochure for a chain of fast food restaurants that she had found on the floor shortly beforehand. "Cheeseburger deal, only $1.25. Children eat free." In handing it to the hostess, she painstakingly ensured that her long fingers brushed against hers. The woman opened her brochure, which contained a big color photograph of a cheeseburger, and nodded with a blank expression. "That's fine, young lady. You can pass. My colleague on board will direct you to your seat." Eva nodded and moved onwards. Then she slipped with the other passengers into the long metal tube that led into the aircraft. First class was almost empty. Next to Eva, but separated from her by a little aisle, a woman in a dark suit was concentrating as she worked on her laptop computer. And on her other side was a rather elderly gentleman. He had been dozy even before they took off and was now dribbling on a $500 tie. "Miss Skinner, is everything all right?" another hostess inquired, wearing the same smile and the same uniform as the one from the boarding gate. "You can unfasten your seatbelt now that we have departed. Would you like anything to eat?" "I'll have the same as that gentleman," Eva answered, indicating the sleepy man. "A cognac? I don't think that would be suitable, miss. Maybe you prefer a glass of fruit juice?" "Yes, that." The hostess hurried back up the aircraft's long aisle, her hips wiggling. She seemed happy to be making herself useful. Perhaps that was how she was paid, in making her feel useful. The armchairs here in first class were so big and soft, comfortable. Perhaps she should sleep. Without having to worry about what happened to the body of Eva Skinner, Xana could calmly reflect and plan ahead. There were so many things that it had to consider. For example, how to befriend those children and earn their trust, and above all else, how to kill them.